what's going on? This is Duncan Lee, and I'm a professional member of the American Avalanche Association, as well as a motorized avalanche educator. I've been teaching courses for about 10 years for the motorized community, and today I just wanted to go over a couple simple steps of how to use your avalanche safety gear. So I want to talk about the Mammut safety products and actually turning on your transceiver, how to go into search mode, and then how to turn it off or back into send mode, and also how to check your batteries. We're gonna go over how to assemble a probe and then also how to assemble your shovel. Now, every transceiver is a little bit different, but they all need to have battery checks, send and receive function checks to make sure they're working properly. So with the Mammut transceiver, and this applies to the Mammut Barryvox or the Barryvox S, you can even apply this to the new Barryvox S2 or the Barryvox 2, and they all turn on the same. They have a lock switch on the top as well as a toggle button that you slide over, and to power it up, you move it one slot over to the send function by pressing down on the lock button, slide it over, and once you hear those 3 beeps, you'll know that it's powered up. You'll also see on the LED screen the battery life, which this transceiver says there's 90% battery, and it'll tell you that it's also in send mode. Now, to switch this transceiver into search mode, if you do need to search or to check the search mode function, go ahead and press the lock button again and slide it over to search mode. At that point, if it's picking up a signal, it will create some beeps, and it should show you a number as well as an arrow. If it doesn't pick up a signal, then it's silent like this one is right now. It'll also show you to go in the signal search mode so you can go looking for a signal if you need to in the event of an actual avalanche. So when it's in search mode, it's looking for a signal. And then if you want to go back to send mode or slide it back to send mode, all you have to do is press this button on the side and it'll go back to send. It'll give you a countdown and then hit those 3 beeps again. So that's how you go into send and search mode with the Barryvox and the Barryvox S transceiver. If you want to turn it off, you have to press down the lock button and slide the send search button over to the off position, just like that, and you can watch it power down. And once the screen is blank, that means the power is off. Now, the best place to wear your transceiver is underneath your outermost layer, in the harness that the manufacturer gives you with each transceiver. That way it's safe from the elements, and if it's locked in the harness, then it's not going to go anywhere, and you know where it is for your entire day of riding. Now let's talk about the probe really quick. The probe should be stored in your backpack along with your shovel, and these 2 items are safety gear that should be always worn on your person, because if you're separated from your machine, you won't have a good chance to get to these products. So where we wear our probe is inside the main pack, and most packs have a specific or dedicated probe sleeve, like this one here. You can take your probe out, and to assemble a probe, you hold it at the top. Right here, this one has a nice little T-handle and a cable, and you hold the top section of the probe, and you throw the rest of the probe away from you and pull the top section while holding this piece here. And then it assembles pretty quick. You want to take a couple steps back as you pull it together. So if you watch, just like that, the probe goes together. You always want to stow your cable as a manufacturer recommended stowage device. And that's as quick and easy as your probe goes together. Now, there's a specific way we use a probe if we are in an avalanche situation. There's a spiral pattern, and I suggest you go take a course on the snow to learn more about that. But this is just the easy way to assemble your probe, so you can actually put it in the snow looking for the buried victim after you use your transceiver. It's always a good idea to inspect your probe before every ride to make sure it's functioning properly. You can look at the cables and inspect the aluminum, or if it's carbon fiber, to make sure there's no cracks, bends, or anything like that. And you want to make sure it goes together every time, because when you need it most, it's a good life-saving tool. So when we deconstruct it, we can put it back in our backpack, and it goes in the same place every time. That way I know right where it is in the event that I need it. Now let's talk about the shovel. All shovels should be aluminum because they used to make plastic ones, and some backpacks carry shovels externally while other backpacks carry shovels internally. As long as your backpack is made to carry a shovel, then using the external or internal location is just fine because it's manufactured that way, and it shouldn't be ripped off your backpack, but it's also carried in the same place every time. Now, when we're looking at shovels, we want to have a shovel that's not pressed aluminum. It's actually welded together here and here to where the shaft of the shovel goes into this device here, but that has been welded into the blade itself, whereas other shovels are pressed and they can become weak at the pinch points here, and they'll actually fatigue and show some cracking. But as you saw, it was very easy for me to put my shovel together. You have some detent buttons, and then this is the hole where the shaft goes in, and then all you gotta do is put it in like that, and it should go in very easy. This is a Mammut shovel, and it also goes into hoe mode, which is a nice feature, just like that. And it also has an extendable handle. That way it's a little bit longer and a little bit easier to use. The important thing about life-saving equipment is that you treat it with respect and that you don't have equipment that's going to fail. So whenever you use it out for practice or just to check your gear, make sure you look it over and it's not going to have any failures. As we get into the season, it's important that we know where our gear is and that it's in good working order. That way, if you do have to use it, you're set up for success and you won't have any failures. Thanks for checking this out. I hope it was helpful, and stay tuned. We'll have some more information coming your way. Have a great season, y'all.